Final 9 or so minutes unofficially.
23.
Every point becomes important. This one,
thank you,
to put the gap at 8, force Hunters Hill to score twice. .42 away, right in front. Bowman, it's fading away. No goal, it's still 5 points. Kick from inside the 22, right over the head of Bowman. Fielded by Simpson at the back. Looks a bit like he's lost his footing there, but does well. 34-35 away now. Arms go up, penalty Hunters Hill.
16 side entry. 16.
Hunters Hill are still alive in this Burt Cup Grand Final. The job is not done yet for colleagues, and that is a mammoth touch finder for the black and white Hillies on the attack once more. That is the Rugby League 30-metre line.
Number 2 and 7, stopping.
Well, Jonathan Condon and Oscar Mitchell getting a rest, as we've got about 7.5 minutes remaining unofficially.
Time off. 2 and 7. Have 2 and 7 gone off? Good. Fall down, please. No, where's number 7? Where's number 2? That's him. They're both off. Yeah. Fine.
How often do you see players get numbers wrong at a line out, and the referee's just had that moment there? Hunters Hill retain. It is 15 on 15 as far as we're aware. Hunters Hill trying to dig this ball out of the breakdown. They get there eventually to Newson again. Brought down safely eventually. Right on top of it is Oliver Whiteley in the 6 jumper for colleagues, but they can't steal it just yet. Hunters Hill need to find something sooner rather than later. 7 to go unofficially. Hunters Hill within 1 try. A converted try steals this one. Outside to Dreve. Dreve down the sideline. Over the 4 and 22 metres line now. Right back on the attack. Go the Hillies. Moraes in the red headgear. Can't get to the ball in time, I don't think. And Hunters Hill still in possession. Strong tackle off the ball. Newson back inside, trick play. I think he's lost that ball. Charlie Duncombe had a cracker in Colts, but has had a, you-know-what, one of his first touches of the ball. Time now continuing to tick away.
7.
3 minutes plus stoppage time. We have about 6:15.
7 minutes.
Referee has 7 minutes. Referee's time is the official time. Just a reminder, Kentwell Cup Grand Final coming up at 3 p.m. Sydney time. Be Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison to bring you the call there. It's my final game for the afternoon with you. I hope you've enjoyed the commentary. That'll sign off for me for the 2024 season. Penalty to colleagues. They're not ready to sign off just yet either.
His bind is like this.
Alex Lynch arguing the toss, not going to win an argument with a referee. I know that much about it. Not the most convincing touch finder. Certainly clears the sideline. Only makes about 10-15 off the boot. Starting to feel it, but certainly not home yet, colleagues. We've seen some cracking finishes in this final series across all divisions. Just about held on to by Wallara, and back on the attack they go. Awkward tackle, but colleagues clear it away. Ed Taylor over the halfway line. They want to get him for a maul, but they have to release.
Leave it.
Shows and holds it instead. McRae, and things still kicking off in back play. Referee wants to have another chat. Time is off once more.
Hey, off you go.
Hamish McKay having a chat with his ARs again.
What are you seeing there?
Just two black players pushing down blue, so it's a penalty only.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get a number? Okay.
Alex Lynch, the one complaining about something on the ground, I think,
Captains!
is about to be penalised for his part in that fracas.
Okay. Off ball, what we've seen is two black players holding a blue player on the ground away from the play. There's going to be... What? No. We've got two players holding a player down off the ball. It's going to be a penalty to blue, okay? Now, we had 20 minutes of good footy, okay? Let's get back to that. Same way you had 20 minutes, we had 20 minutes. Yeah.
Firmly in command, will not be tolerated. Colleagues, another chance to attack late.
Time on.
Time is running. And time, in fairness, is ticking away on Hunters Hill's season if they can't flip the field quick smart. Approaching the mark of about 4 minutes remaining.
One more. Thank you. Are you the hooker?
Colleagues got their premiership last night, 20-5 winners in the Sutherland Cup over Waverley. Hunters Hill won Colts with a man in the, well, sent off 30 minutes in over Mosman 32-21. One of these teams going to double up on premierships today with a win in this one. Still possibility of joint premiers, but at the moment, Colleagues on the attack, looking to put the stamp on this one and to claim Burt Cup number 21 as they roll towards the goal line. Held up over the goal line. There's a penalty advantage, though, in back play that we're going back to, so it's not all good news for Hunters Hill.
Wait. Captain.
No try. Uh-oh, are we going to the pocket here?
And captain. Just wait. Time's off.
Time is off once more.
10 metres out from the try line, legally. It's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card. Hunters Hill, for the next 10 minutes, 3 minutes of regular time plus potentially the first 7 of extra time are going to be down to 14. Right back to the line out they go. They want to roll this maul in again. Held up the first time. How many attacks here can Hunters Hill survive? Is it Burt Cup number 7 for Hunters Hill, or is it Burt Cup number 21 for Wallara Colleagues? Let's find out. Dying minutes of this one. It ain't over yet. Not convincing. Knocked backwards, still with Colleagues. Fitz-Bowman. That's the Rugby League 10-metre line there. Where is the ball? Is it available? Yes, it is. Pick and drive is the option, and they go again.
Stay on your feet, Blue.
Warning about staying on feet here. Can ill afford to turn this over and give Hunters Hill a sniff of glory. It's only a 5-point game. Cannot take the risk. There's the penalty. Colleagues don't maintain their discipline. Hunters Hill still alive with about 100 seconds remaining.
2 minutes.
Maybe with some change. Referee says 2 minutes remaining. Have to find touch. Haven't found touch, and Colleagues will survive for the time being once again. Towards the 4 and 22 metres line. Over it, it's now not a maul. Haven't heard the referee signal it. It's not, it's a tackle. We play on. Turnbull. Crawling forward. Hunters Hill need to steal this ball away as we enter the final 90 or so seconds of one of these team seasons, unless we end up in a tied game situation. Turnbull. Lynch had to get low. Charlie Duncombe in the 23. His stint was short-lived for Hunters Hill. He's off with the yellow. he was a player sin bin. Tackle only Ed Taylor. Stolen by Hunters Hill. They are still alive against all odds seemingly and have to now go 90 metres to have a chance at either stealing this one or sending it to extra time. 30 seconds unofficially remaining on our clock. Referee seems to have about 20, 30 seconds more. Hunters Hill still 85 metres, 86 metres away from where they need to be. Field goal, penalty goal, that won't do it. It's a try you need. It's a 4 and 20 meat pie and only their second one of the afternoon in this Burt Cup Grand Final. Frustration showing. Well, there was a lost ball. Ref had his head down. Have the AR seen it? No, they haven't. Hunters Hill get away with one there. Near side AR, couldn't see it. Thought about the kick, which I think might end this game if they had found touch. Now over the 4 and 22 metre line. Still a long, long way to go, Hunters Hill. They're going to have to find something here. Still not over yet, still alive, looking for Dreve, who's put it down in the 4 and 22 metre zone. All eyes on the referee. It's Burt Cup number 21 for Wallara colleagues. They go even further clear. It's unbelievable. It's 86 premierships in suburban rugby. The eastern suburbs are cleaning house. Hunters Hill will have to settle for only winning the Barber Cup. They won't have a chance at revenge in the Kentwell after last year's decider, at least until next September. It's Wallara colleagues 18, Hunters Hill 13, and it's another Burt Cup for the Blue Giants. This is their competition. We're all just playing in it. Waverley are going to have a chance. Their next door neighbours are going to have a chance at Kentwell Glory at 3 o'clock with Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison commentating that one for you. But it is Burt Cup number 21. It is a 71st, maybe 72nd, I've lost count, premiership in Div 1 for the Sky Blue colleagues boys. It is almost incredible. They go back to back. We'll go down to the official presentation shortly, but I'll sign off for now. Again, Kentwell Cup at 3 o'clock. It'll be Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison for the main event of the season. I've been Anthony Deep. It's been my honour and privilege to bring you Subbies Rugby this year, particularly over the final series. I hope you've enjoyed it. But to the victor go the spoils, and waiting on the field is the presentation. Yet again, Wallara colleagues, champions of the Burt Cup and premiers in Division 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance today at the Div 1 Grand Finals. Burke Cup just run and won by Colleagues. Congratulations. The Colleagues team's going to come over to the presentation table right now. I can just tell. Here they come. Colleagues, come over, please. We'll get the presentation started. We are actually going to start today with a club championship award. It's the Cowboy Cup, and I'd like to introduce Ian Cowboy Ross to present it. We are presenting it now because the race for this interdivisional club championship came down to today's Burke Cup Grand Final. The 2024 Cowboy Cup has been won by Newport from Division 2. They have done so by only 37 points, which is less than 1% of the total. Very close run thing, an amazing race between Hunters Hill and Newport. Congratulations, Newport. I'll ask Cowboy to say a few words and present the cup to Newport's Alan Jones.
Thank you, Gorby. I was going to say, well, it does give me great pleasure to present this to AJ. He was very nervous up there after Colts because we got half the points that we needed. And then we just didn't fire in Burke Cup, but he was still nervous until about 5 minutes to go. So, AJ, congratulations. Let me just give you this.
AJ, do you want to say a few words?
Thanks, Tim. This is the greatest day in the Newport Breakers history. We've had the pathway the last 10 years, and it has really culminated in the nail-biting finish today. It's been a magnificent day of rugby, and I'd like to thank you all for coming. Cheers.
Thanks, AJ. Well done, Newport. I'd like to now introduce Luke McCormack, the chairman of Subbies, to present the trophies and the referee tankards. So we'd like to thank our match officials and invite them up to receive their pewters, the AOs, Marco and Max, and today's referee, Hamish Mackay. And I'd now like to ask the Hunters Hill captain, Alex Lynch, to come up and say a few words.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the refs. We wouldn't be having this game if they weren't here. And thank you, Hunters Hill supporters, coming out here. Unfortunately, couldn't get the win. We'll come back next year. And I want to thank the boys. Boys, we had a great season. And I know it was tough today, but we fucking sung it in there. And Stokesy as well. Thanks so much for this season, the past 3 years. Lastly, I want to thank colleagues. You guys played really well, and you guys deserve the win. So good luck, please.
Thank you. So now, the 2024 Burke Cup Premiership winning captain from Colleagues, Richard Harvey. Congratulations, well done.
First of all, just thanks to Subbies Rugby, the referees. Without you, there's no game, eh? Secondly, Hunters, it's always a cracker game against you guys. Played in pretty good spirits. I wouldn't want to play anyone else in the final, to be honest, especially those Waverley boys. To our coaches, 1, 2, 3 and 4 of them, Sam, Chuck, Puds and Yowie. Thanks, mate. Great knowledge throughout the season. Couldn't do it without you. To our boys, my boys, whatever, back to back, baby.
Enjoy the winner's piece, mate.
Well done. Thank you, everybody. That concludes the Burke Cup for 2024. We've got 5 minutes till the big one, the Kentwell Cup between Blue Mountains, reigning premiers, and club champions Waverley.
Green and blue. Snag and sizzle.
Good afternoon and welcome to Concord Oval for the Kentwell Cup Grand Final that features the minor premiers Blue Mountains up against Waverley, all live and exclusive to New South Wales Rugby TV. Blue Mountains are looking to go back-to-back after recording their maiden Kentwell Cup victory last year in an epic Grand Final against Hunters Hill, while Waverley are attempting to secure their first Kentwell since 1991. I'm Hamish Bayliss and I'm joined in commentary this afternoon by former ABC rugby presenter John Morrison. And Morrow, great to be with you. The defending premiers Blue Mountains up against the boys from the east. It has all the ingredients for a sensational Kentwell Cup Grand Final.
Well, good afternoon, Hamish. And just look at those pictures from overhead. That was just magnificent to see Concord Oval. The crowd's out, the tunnels are out, and we're in for a cracking grand final. It's back-to-back, as you say, for Blue Mountains. Their attempt to do that, winning it in the last minutes of last year's grand final, and Waverley absent from the Kentwell Cup grand final for some time, but these teams are going to come together. They are two very strong teams, and we should see a cracker of a match.
We look at the two sides. Blue Mountains, the minor premiers up front, Wilson Hyra, Suga and Graham Condek. In the second row, it's Viger and Nick Hall. The back row is made up of jersey 19, Jake Butler-Fleming, Luke Smart on the open side, and Sam Tabua-Tamata. In the halves, it's the experience of Waldo Wessels at 9 and Jordan McGregor at 10. In the midfield, look out for hard-running Angus McGrath. He partners Tom Kwok. And the back three on the left, Sammy Toganavalu, a man that we're going to see a lot of in the next 80 minutes. Peter Ney in jersey 18 on the right, and Chris Ney, his brother, at fullback.
And Chris Ney led it so well last year, but he moves from 10 to 15. Means it's likely he comes in as second receiver, more play, still will control the game, but the player for me to watch for this game.
The Waverley first 15. Up front, it's Carwyn Francis, Shane Faulkner and William McCormack as they are led out by their skipper, Oliver Spence. Here come the Waves. In the second row, in jersey 18, it's Ewan Richardson. He partners Robin Wilson in 24. And the back row trio of Dom McGeechy, the skipper Ollie Spence and Ben Elder, the number 8. In the halves, it's Elliot Turner with Steve Duke, the number 10. The midfield partnership of Peter Carter and Ross Hannaford, and the back three, Shane McDonald on the left, Josh McMurray on the right, and Finlay Campbell at fullback. They're coached by Kyle Newbury.
And Steve Duke at number 10 for Waverley. Somebody I'll keep an eye on early stages. A very experienced football player, knows how to guide Waverley around the park and will do so. And look, we've got two very interesting teams coming up here to play. Last appearance for Waverley back in the 2020 Kentwell Cup, as you've mentioned, Hamish. But what I wanted to have a quick look at is just the momentum of these sides coming into the game. Blue Mountains with only 2 losses, and you have to say Waverley at the start of here, very average start. They won 4 of their first 8 games, but ever since that moment, they have won everything since. So they come into the game with a lot of momentum behind them, including a victory against Waverley only a few weeks ago.
Waverley defending the northern end of Concord Oval. They'll be running left to right of screen. The referee this afternoon is Dan Andrews. He's assisted by Ella Goldsmith and Tom McLean. And Morrow, we are set. Blue Mountains running with the southerly breeze, which has been strengthening throughout the day for the first 40 minutes.
What I'd love to know is who won the toss, and we're not privy to that at the moment, but I've just wondered whoever did, whether they chose to go for the win or against the wind, and that's something that the Blue Mountains will enjoy in the first 40 minutes of this match. It's dropped a little since the second grade and may have even just shifted around a little bit, Hamish, but it's going to be interesting conditions. They're perfect today. Not too hot, just a little bit of cloud cover, and that wind's going to play a part in this game.
Just waiting for a few of the crowd from second grade to disperse, get off the field, and referee Andrews calls time on in the Kentwell Cup Grand Final for 2024, and it's Duke with his right boot. Goes down to McGregor, and McGregor will look to use that breeze in the opening 40. Ball stays in, and well taken by Finlay Campbell. Did really well there on the far left-hand touchline. There's Turner, slow ball coming out to Elder with his first carry of the afternoon. Now they play to the pivot Duke. Dummy, pirouette, goes through. Work back to the left-hand side through Richardson. Kept his feet in contact, did well, gets to 40. Now this opens up on the left-hand side. Turner, away to Francis. Well met there by Nick Hall, and a good counter ruck by the Blueies. Turner again, Duke. Second carry into the line, back to his 9 Turner, and Smart came from nowhere to whack Turner, but it was too high.
Yes, didn't appear to be too high, but it was adjudicated to be that. And Waverley getting some good go forward there for a moment, but then as the phases went on, they were closed down, actually forced back in the last 2 phases. And that's great defence from Blue Mountains, who have shown that their defensive effort is well and truly up for this match. And Waverley are going to have to probably be a little bit more creative than just what we've seen.
So that breeze is going right to left of screen and coming, if anything, towards our commentary camera position.
Sun coming out between the clouds. First line-out throw of the match, always a delicate moment.
So Faulkner with the throw, 5-man set for Waverley. Geeky in the middle, they throw to him now.
Well executed.
Spence, the skipper, has it at the back. They channel it back to Faulkner.
It's a good drive.
Still going with Turner at the... Faulkner at the back.
That's great control. They've driven up nearly to the 22.
Turner looks to use. Turner has a snipe. Hands off to Wilson. Wilson in 24, playing penalty advantage. Ball's there for Turner. Goes out to Duke. There's numbers out to the left if they can use it. And ball comes in Nay's hands, but they're all a little bit too enthusiastic up off the line.
So it's well read by Nay, which it was. Trouble is, he started a few metres offside.
Yep. Number 10, deliberate knockdown.
Okay, so there's the call, the deliberate knockdown. And that means that Waverley have the second opportunity to kick for the corner. Well executed first line out. There's every reason they'll do that again and put the drive, a very effective drive too. That That came from about 20 metres out, a good 10, 12 metre drive on that first line out. Very effective, well organised, good and direct. I can't imagine we're not going to see it again.
Still only a 5-man set though, Morrow.
Yeah.
Putting Robin Wilson out in midfield. Faulkner with the throw. Up flies McGeeky. Secures. And they look to drive again. The ball's at the back for McCormack.
It's well controlled.
Still going. It's quite high. Can they get it down? It's been held up by the Blueies. Dan Andrews is in there somewhere. And the Blueies do really well to hold that up and diffuse that situation.
Yeah, really interesting tactic, wasn't it? It was a 5-man line-out and still the drive was on. It moved off the mark, so you could have other players joining. And now the Blue Mountains defence proving it was up for the task, holding up over the line, and it'll be a goal line restart.
Stay behind, guys. All behind.
We thought man for man in the pack, you'd have the advantage if you were Blue Mountains, but Waverley certainly taking on Blue Mountains in exactly that area.
And only with 5 men in the line-out, Morrow.
No. Good tactic. Very good tactic.
Chris Nay to restart us. Goes long. Secured by McMurray now. Now Turner plays away to Richardson. Want quick ball, Waverley. Blue Mountains not rolling away. Short ball from Campbell. Ball's gone forward. Come back to the penalty. Blue Mountains not rolling away. The number 3 in Graham Condek.
It's good consistent pressure here from Waverley. And it's testing the Blue Mountains defence very, very early. And they're going to opt for the 3 points, try and turn position into points. And that's not a bad tactic early on. We're, 5 minutes, just over the 5-minute mark into the first half. Waverley enjoying a lot of territory advantage, so they'll have the first crack at trying to add 3 points. But I think in a different situation, they may have gone for touch and tried to advance on it. The line-out is proving very effective, but equally, going 3 points up in a grand final, very, very important.
On a tough kicking day, though.
Tough kicking day indeed.
Back into this breeze. Yep. 15 in from touch, 25 out.
Stay really aware of that. Those balls, they are most of the time, most of the guys bend straight through. So let's make sure they're not changing their line.
Steve Duke, first points in the Kentwell Cup Grand Final for 2024. And he makes no mistake.
Yep.
And it's 3 points to 0 in favour of the Waverley boys.
Yeah, look, I think that's a good confidence booster all round. It also settles the nerves. You're up 3 points, 6-minute mark of the first half. You're in your first grand final for a long time, 5 years or so. And I think that's turning territory into points is a good step forward.
So Chris Nay to get us back underway. Goes low, down to Wilson. Takes a direct carry straight into McGrath. Turner sets up for the box. Straight down to the 15, Nay. He looks up, tries to take him on, runs over the top of Duke. Ball's there for Wessels. Now Wilson Hyra with his first carry. Held up by Elder. Asked to release. They work short side through Nay. Another carry for Chris Nay at 15. Wessels works to Nick Hall. Same again now to Tabua Tamata.
Nice tackle.
Wessels plays back to McGregor in the pocket. The use of the breeze. Oh, well placed was Elliott, but no communication with his right winger McMurray, and now Spence has a little dart round the blind side. Support arrives. Now Turner recycles through Wilson.
Move, Blue. Good. Back. Use.
Turner with the box.
Good box, contested.
Cognavalo flies high. Ball's gone forward.
Yep.
Nice 25-metre gain for the Waverley boys.
Well, nice little two-box kicks, in fact, by Turner. The first one probably just a metre or two too long, but that one's spot on. It allowed the chasers to get under and contest, and it put pressure on the receiver, and as a result of that, they've knocked it on, and it'll be a Waverley feed right just over the halfway, but just coming back to see the winger for Waverley, McMurray, get a little bit of attention after a collision with his number 9. Just a lack of communication there on the kick from Blue Mountains, 2 going for the ball. Luckily, they sorted that out with no further damage, but it's surprising to come into a grand final with a side not communicating on those sorts of balls. But here we are with a Waverley feed, 49 metres out from Blue Mountains touchline.
Nick Murray's come off his right wing to set right in behind Steve Duke.
Yeah. Straight down.
Blue tight head clapping.
Happy with Condek.
Waverley have been quick to settle into their work and their structure, Morrow.
They have. They've really seemed to get the work going really well. They've had a large percentage of the ball too, which has been an advantage. They've had a large percentage of the territory, which we've seen in earlier games is not always the case when you're going into the wind, which seems to have dropped a little bit. But now we see the 4th line-out throw from Waverley, and executed 3 of them so well before.
Up they throw Elder, who secures it 2. It's going to be taken out. Play on, dived on by the Blue Mountains. Wessels plays to Toganavalu. Dangerous there. McGrath away to Butler Fleming. Finds Kwok, and now McGregor out on the far right-hand side of the play. Beautiful tackle there from the 15 in Campbell. Now they look to play on. There's Angus McGrath. Ball's there for Wessels, and now Nay straightens up the attack, takes him on, beats one, still going Chris Nay. Caught up high. Asked to release. Ball's there for Wessels. Hall. Settling run. Wessels sweeps back to the right with McGrath. And Nay, 3-on-2 situation. If Butler Fleming could use his man on the outside, it was Kwok. They reload with Suga. Hall again. Wessels to McGregor. Takes him on, gets his arm free to McGrath. McGrath still going inside 10. Smart arrives on the scene, but the turnover's good. And Waverley out of trouble. Slight little knock on at the back of that one.
Great pressure from Blue Mountains, who are just building into their attack now, and great defence from Waverley, who are able to affect a turnover probably by 7th or 8th phase. But unfortunately, a little knock on at that breakdown. It gives the ball back to Blue Mountains. What you think is a perfect condition, but Chris Nay is got 15 on his back, but he is not playing a fullback's traditional role. He is everywhere, and in that midfield, he's got a skip, a step, and a run that is just setting up his outside backs.
Well, you watch him here, Morrow. He's set in right in behind McGregor, the first receiver. He's got McGrath outside, and Kwok is very deep and wide there in that 13 corridor. So he's playing that more first, second receiver role than playing out in the traditional channel.
Absolutely right. Second man player, you would possibly think. But he's been everywhere in this match so far. We saw how much or how well he controlled the game last year in Blue Mountains' inaugural Kentwell Cup victory. And it seems like he's just picked up from that game all this season and playing into this grand final, just controlling the Blue Mountains attack, broken play, finding space, setting up those players outside him.
Tabutamata to Wessels, out the back to Nay. Nay's got Kwok, doesn't use him short, but shrugs away from the first defender. Hard to handle, gets a hands free to Hall, in turn to Viger. Now they work short side with Tabutamata. Wessels. Wilson Hira. 10 out, the Blueies. Looking for their first points. Viger, short ball to Suga. And now a quick ball for Wessels. Nay again, turns Kwok underneath. 5 short of the try line. Ball's there for Wessels. Uses Wilson Hira. Well met by Wilson. And now Viger wins the scoot to the right-hand side. Viger's over the line, but I don't think he's got it down. Referee Andrews says held up. And Waverley dodged a bullet.
Well, they've dodged it, but they've really shown that they are a very capable defensive side, and they've just proved that. That was 10 phases that Blue Mountains went through, and Waverley up for the task every time. In fact, on a couple of those tackles, they were able to force the Blue Mountains runner back a metre or two. That allowed them to get on the front foot and get into a good set position to shut down the next phase, and that is a great defensive effort by Waverley.
Duke goes down the middle of the field to find Nay, and he'll shift to Peter Nay, his brother in 18. He takes a carry straight into Spence. Wessels is there, plays to McGregor, short ball to Suga, and now it spits back out to McGregor. He looks for a carry from Tabua Tamata. Now Wessels with his first little scurry runs straight into Richardson. Hall. Tabua Tamata goes into scrum half and finds Suga. Set up to the right, McGregor. Butler Fleming. Dummies. Throws a loose ball and Waverley have come up with it, but penalty to the Blue Mountains.
So unfortunate that to be penalised there. The Waverley player getting his hands on the ball as trying to knock it back. Unfortunately, the player that caught it was in an offside position, and as a result of that, Blue Mountains will opt for the 3 points. No, they're taking the scrum, but again it shows the Waverley defence are up for this fight. That was 7 phases through there where they were able to shut the Blue Mountains attack down, and a big credit to them for getting there.
And the Waverley boys are slowing down the ruck speed. The speed of ball is not quick enough to threaten the Waverley defence at this stage.
Absolutely. They're very well connected in their defence. They know what their roles are. They'll charge, get good line speed when they can, but it's not the most important thing for them. The most important thing is to shut down the attacking ball, conceding a metre or two if necessary, but doing it phase after phase after phase. It's a really good, strong test for the defence. So far, they're passing it with full marks. Mind you, the attack from Blue Mountains set up again here for another interesting move with Chris Nay in a very interesting position.
Very flat attacking shape. Wessels to McGregor. Looks short, turns McGrath underneath. Smart is there to clear, and now quick ball this time. McGregor shows inside, works back towards the ruck, takes on his opposite number. Now Wessels plays to Wilson Hira. That's better ruck speed. McGrath, nice and direct carry. Wessels to Viger, gets it flat-footed, wasn't expecting it. Pop off the ground to Suga. Playing penalty advantage. Wessels, they got a licence to play here. McGregor, pirouette, goes straight back into the teeth. Now Smart. Angles across field, beats Wilson, beats another, comes to the fullback, taken down, 5 out, quick ball. Toganavalu. They're 2 metres out. There's space on the right if they can use it quickly. They go and bang away on the left-hand side. Ball's at the back for Wessels. Plays to Smart. Misses Smart. Goes to Tabua Tamata. Still numbers away on the left side. Toganavalu's out here on the left. Viger has a carry. Pick and go. Is he held up? Slight knock on, referee Andrews adjudicates, but we'll come back to the penalty about 15, 17 metres out. Directly in front to lock it up, Morrow.
Well, that was 12 phases that, again, Blue Mountains have worked their way through. The penalty comes back to the 3rd phase of that set. And it's just the continued defence by Waverley, which is just really holding the line at the moment. And unfortunately, they gave away a penalty at that position there, and Blue Mountains will opt for the scrum. But the defensive work that Waverley are being asked to do is absolutely incredible. And you'd have to think there'll be a toll on them from doing that. That's 3 sets of 10-plus phases in the last 5 minutes, and that does have an impact on anyone.
You can look at Look at the Waverley boys really sucking it in. Robin Wilson in the second row, already starting to hurt.
Well, particularly when that's all occurring in the space of just a couple of minutes too.
So Kwok and Peter May out on the right-hand side. McGregor, McGrath, Chris Nay on the left with Toganavalu on the far left wing here. There's something up maybe with Tabua Tamata off the back here.
Off the back and 8-9 out to the right.
And another penalty. Let's check in with Dan Andrews.
Number 1, passing. Yep, scrum.
Wessels asked for another scrum, so rinse and repeat.
Set up. Everything indicates from Blue Mountains that the run is coming to the left, but an 8-9 to the right. Test the Waverley defence once more. I mean, the great thing is that they are going through a good test of their defence. They're proving they're up for it.
Good scrum. Wessels comes left with McGregor. Short ball to McGrath. Tries to run over the top of Duke. He's up to the task. Slow ball coming here for Wessels. No, it was Tabua Tamata. Nice long pass to Hall. They work same way with Tabua Tamata, who's in behind. Now Kondek with a carry. Ball's there for Wessels. There's Butler Fleming running across. Wrapped up by Duke, but they're 1 metre out. Quick ball for Wessels. Work right to Kwok. Is he over? Oh, he's held up. And again, Waverley absorbed raid after raid.
Just exceptional defence and a little bit of frustration coming into the whole thing here. But again, running through 5 phases, and Waverley's defence all the time defending with inside the 22 is holding them out. That's 5 good defence, 2 hold-ups. And now I think the injury toll is just making itself felt here. 2 of the Waverley players down, but must be getting a bit frustrating for the Blue Mountains attack too, that they just can't quite get over that line as much as they try. They try the pick and go. That's not working to get them over the line. They're looking for different angles, which again has been defended so well. It's just really at a critical point, isn't it, Hamish, that both sides, Waverley defending, Blue Mountains attacking, and neither being able to get quite over the mark.
Both sides have fresh benches this afternoon. Both of their second grades weren't featured in the Burt Cup. But it's just how much petrol has been absorbed from Waverley in the last 10 minutes.
Yep.
So Finlay Campbell, to restart us, goes down the middle of the park to his opposite number, Chris Nay, who hands it off to Luke Smart. Oh, runs straight over the top of his opposite number, Ollie Spence. And now to Hall. Hand off to Wilson Hyra. Caught up high. Waverley need to roll. Playing penalty advantage, so a free crack at this. And Waldo Wessels has knocked it on. No, he's knocked it back. He tried to knock it on. Suga now. Still got a penalty advantage here. There's Butler Fleming. Got a nice ball away to McGregor. Ball spits out, so we'll come back to the penalty. And that penalty count is starting to add up, Morrow.
Yeah, it is, and particularly where the penalties have been conceded, which is inside the 22. I wouldn't be surprised before too long a general team warning goes out. But what I'm noticing about the Blue Mountains attack is they are continually looking for the offload. And we've seen 1 or 2 breaches of the Waverley front line. In fact, here's the warning now, I would think. Yep, there's the general warning. That's came a little bit earlier than I thought. It might have been 1 or 2 more penalties, but Waverley have been warned. So Blue Mountains, who do the offload, but they're looking for it more and more and have been able to breach the Waverley line. And the difference there is, too, they've been picked up by the secondary line of defence. But again, it's just wearing on your defence. It's wearing on you as a tackler, and it is taking petrol out of the tank.
Let's go, guys. Let's go, please. Okay. Long bind.
23 gone in the Kentwell Cup grand final. Still looking for our first try. Wessels works short side with Toganavalu, one-on-one with his opposite number, and McMurray did really well. Ball spits out for Turner. Turner will have to play. Wessels is strong over the ball. Is he secured? No. Waverley have done well. Carter gets in a scrum half, finds Wilson. Duke position in the pocket. Turner will go for the box. Finds the safety of the touchline.
Well, they've done very well there, getting out of a little bit of trouble. A one-on-one there between McMurray and Toganavalu. The ball somehow came out. I think it might have been turned over by Waverley. Waverley pounced on it, able to recycle it. And luckily, an Elliot Turner box kick has got him out of trouble. But this just resets Blue Mountains now. There's a little bit of shoelace problem for another attack. Their seventh consecutive attack from set-piece players inside Waverley 22.
Five-man set to a Tomato in midfield. Hall to Wessels. Now McGregor. They go to a Tomato. Short ball to Toganavalu. Almost got through. Now quick ball. McGregor. Second man play for Nay. Wider to his brother Peter Nay. Taken down well by Campbell. And it's been stripped by Turner. And a beautiful kick downfield with a lovely little leg break from right to left in a touch. And again, they diffuse this attack.
Well, they've done extremely well. And this is the great thing about a defence. Now, a defence will help your attack, but the attack won't help your defence. So the point there is that the longer that Waverley can absorb this pressure and turn their defence into attack, they may go against the grain and the run of play and take it to Blue Mountains.
Wessels. There's a little dart. Scrappy off the top. Smart. Oh, another poor pass, but Tabua Tomato did really well to reel it in. McGregor calling the shots there. Viger wants a carry. Wessels plays to McGrath. Big body at 12. Slow ball coming for Wessels. Smart out the back to Nay, and now wide sweeping ball to his brother Peter May. He's got some jet shoes. Little grubber in behind McDonald, and then unfortunately Elliot Turner couldn't control it and got boot to ball and dribbled it in a touch.
Yep, so once again Waverley will be finding themselves in a defensive position inside their own 22. Blue Mountains just once again go through the phases. They're getting there. That was a four-phase play, and then able to get downfield back into the 22. The pressure once more mounts on the Waverley defence.
Up flies Hall, but ball's not in straight.
That'll be welcome relief. Waverley, at least temporarily, and we should give them some credit. I mean, one of the defences, the key to all of this, and if we just have a look at how well these guys have defended, there's change already. Villavu is coming on, and this is an early change, Hamish. Seeing 16 coming on.
Happy Valavau.
Valavau is there.
He comes on for Tabua Tomato, who's had a good, busy opening 27 minutes. We saw Appy 12 months ago come on at a similar stage and have a couple of damaging moments down this left-hand side.
It's just what they might be looking for at the moment. Just a little bit more penetration for the attack, potentially. That's the part of it. A fresh number 8.
Waverley have done well to repel the Blue Mountains attack in the opening 27 minutes. They lead 3 points to 0. They're going into a pretty significant southerly breeze here at Concord Oval.
Yep, they've done very well. It's no surprise about this. The point I make about the defence is Blue Mountains have conceded 314 points in their attack. The Waverley crowd just celebrating the defence there. But it's Waverley's defence, just 278. They have the better defensive record. And you can see why their defence is so low. They've been defending so well this half, thwarting every one of Blue Mountain's attacks to date.
Good scrum from Waverley. Ball's at the back for Elder. Uses it now, and that's Spence. Turner sets Duke up in the pocket. Pressure coming from Kwok, and now Peter Nay secures. Can he link up? Drifts across field. Nice tackle. Ball's there for Wessels. And there's Bulaval with his first touch in 16. Wessels looks up, comes short side again with Butler Fleming. Work back to Wilson Hyra. Chris Nay, wide at a Kwok, tries to skip on the outside, but Duke was up to it. Now they work short side. McGregor, Luke Smart in 7. Ball's gone forward. This defence has been absolutely outstanding.
Well, we just had another 5 phases, each phase well defended, and then forcing through good pressure a turnover from Blue Mountains. And they just have some real steel in their defence, don't they, the Blue Mountains, the Waverley side. And it must be getting a little bit frustrating. Here we are at the 29.5-minute mark, nearly 30-minute mark, second half. Waverley still up 3 points to 0 through a 5-minute penalty goal, and Blue Mountains have spent the majority of time inside the Waverley 40, and Blue Mountains just not able to convert either the territory, possession or pressure into any points.
And speaking to a number of people in Kentwell Cup circles throughout the week, they have mentioned how fit this Waverley unit is.
It's going to be tested, you would think, and half-time will come as a welcome break.
Turner with the feed, and that is a welcome penalty.
Yeah.
Back you go. Back you go. Clapping.
Well, Waverley's confidence must be building through this too. But they're able to repel the attack and get some of the bounces of the ball, and the referees' calls are going their way in some cases, and just working for them.
And the 8 boys who are sitting on the pine are going to be so important in this one, and when the coaches use them, equally important, as they throw long to Richardson in 18, secures at the back, and they look to drive. Ball has been secured by Wilson Hyra for the Blue Mountains right on the 10-metre line. They play to the left through Viger. There's Suga. Out the back to McGregor. Wide sweeping ball to McGrath. McGrath well met by Hannaford and McMurray. Ball's out, slow ball to McGregor. Short ball to Suga. Ball's out and Wilson tries to pick it up. Ball's been dribbled through. McMurray giving chase. He's got some time, but Toganavalu comes at him. Couldn't chop him. He comes at him again. And now asked to release. McMurray's done really well. Now they play through Francis. Oh, a little tip-on pass right on their try line. That wasn't needed.
Not expected, wasn't wanted, and certainly wasn't needed. When Waverley had done so much to scramble again to force the Blue Mountains not executing with a try, and that's the real difference there. A little bit of off the ball niggle just creeping in a little bit. We're seeing action going in both sides after the breakdown has formed, and Waverley players spend a few seconds on the ground after one of the earlier breakdowns.
Little change up in the back line. Toganavalu shifted away to the right-hand wing. Peter Nay's come directly in behind Happy Volavau at number 8. So there's something up here. Watch for the speed of Peter Nay here in 18 on the left wing. Chris Nay set up right in behind Jordan McGregor at 10. Toganavalu's been parked out on the right wing. Ball's there for Valavau in 16. Big, strong carry, Valavau just short of the line. Ball's there for Wessel. Short ball to Angus McGrath and Morrow. It was building over the last 20 minutes, and the Blue Mountains score the first in the Kentwell Cup.
Well, almost inevitable, although Waverley had been resisting the Blue Mountains tide for, the last 28 minutes, and they've done it so well, but eventually the defence just burst. I thought particularly after such a solid scrum by Waverley, perhaps they left too many men on the ground there. Now, there was nearly a hold-up at this point, but Wessel's just able to shift it straight over for Nairn. That was the first try of the game at the 33-minute mark, but just against the defensive effort by Waverley. But I'll tell you what, they needed that, Blue Mountains. They needed to convert the territory and possession into points.
It's just come from that push pass from Cowan Francis right on his own line when the pass didn't need to be thrown.
Definitely right, fortunately.
Jordan McGregor, who had the extras, curl a little bit right to left with this breeze. Gets it away just in time, and he adds the extra 2, and it's out to 7 points to 3 with just a little over 5 minutes left in the opening half.
Yeah, Waverley just clearing that ball down. Well defended at that up until that point, but just the numbers burnt them at the first receiver. Hard runner onto the ball, so close. But that allowed the Mountains to post the first try of the game, and now leads 7 points to 3.
He goes long down at Jordan McGregor, inside his 22. He goes high off the right boot. Ball's allowed to bounce, and he'll see it over touch. And they play on through Carter. Carter in a little bit of strife, but got a kick away. And now, there's an opportunity to run. He looks up, runs back into the attack. And now it's on his short side. Suga takes a carry. Good run from Suga. Carter comes in to try and steal, and now Kondek for the Blue Mountains. Back to Nay. Wider ball to Butler Fleming. Butler Fleming opens him up. He's got Nay outside. He grubbers. McDonald giving chase. Nay's there, but McDonald will kick it over the far touch. And it will be a Blue Mountains throw-in. Ellie Goldsmith over the far side of the field.
Just beginning to see the game open up in the shadow of half-time. And we see Nay coming in and playing more as a first receiver. Just finding a bit more space in the Waverley defence. It's allowed them to shift the ball from inside their own half down to another attacking position 12 metres out.
So short line out, 2 in. Luke Smart at 2. Kondek and Viger coming out to play a role off Jordan McGregor at 10. Smart goes up, wins the ball in the middle. Now to McGregor. They shift to Butler Fleming in the middle of the park. They come round the corner to McGregor. McGregor takes it to the line, tries to get his arms free to McGrath. And he couldn't hold on to it. Interesting setup the Blue Mountains have got. They've got runners. McGrath's playing the traditional inside centre role, but you've got a back rower wearing 19 who he's actually playing on the blind side in Jake Butler Fleming, but he's lurking out on that right edge like a 13.
Yeah, and they've clearly made space to do it, and what that also allows them to do is if there's a half tackle made that is not full complete, they're looking time and time again to get that offload there, and that time the offload just going forward and perhaps not as accurately as they would have liked. It's turned the ball over, but the threat is building from the Blue Mountains attack.
Free kick to Waverley, and Turner will go quickly and bang it in a touch.
Graham Kondek judged to be going too early as the tight head. So a bit more relief for Waverley. 7 metres out, 30 metres out.
5-man set. Suga with the throw. Up flies Halls. Won by Waverley. Turner just outside his 22. There's Toganavalu. Takes it on the full. Runs into Francis and McMurray. And McMurray's done well.
Yep.
He had hands on the ball. And Chris Nair was not releasing.
Chris Nair not too happy about that. But I've yet to see a player get up from the ground and say, nope, you're right, ref.
Let me explain it. You went past the ball, it was straight on the ball.
I was getting good communication from the ref, Ian Andrews. He's doing a great job out there. And now Waverley visiting the Blue Mountains half, I think for the third time this half. Great take.
Richardson flies high. Duke now in a midfield with the skipper, Spence. Works same way. Turner.
Let it go now.
To Francis. Good run from Francis. Kept his feet in contact. Now that's quick ball for Waverley. There's Campbell taken high, playing penalty advantage. Work back in the middle through Richardson. Ball spits out for Turner. Short ball to McDonald coming off his left wing. Hasn't seen much of it. Turner again. Short ball. Beautiful ball back inside from McGeek. He looks up and plays out to Carter. Carter's over. Oh, Morrow, where did that come from?
That came from nowhere. Playing with a penalty advantage, and Waverley took every advantage possible. And how quick is Carter?
But it was the ball from McGeeky. This will look good on replay. It was the 6 into the 8 Ben Elder who somehow found Carter.
Look at this. Now
here's McGeeky.
Ball just stays there. Inside ball back inside. Beautiful offload. How he timed that, and Carter still had 7 or 8 metres to go, but he just put his foot down and go. But it was that inside ball that set up a chain of events once they were in behind the Waverley, the Blue Mountains defence. And Waverley could see that they were playing with a free kick. This was against Blue Mountains for an infringement at the breakdown. So they knew whatever was coming was available. They took every advantage of it, and they've just found a critical hole in the Blue Mountains breakdown area, and they were able to see the hole, put through, and Carter was able to capitalise on some great lead-up work.
Right on half-time, Morrow. They've edged ahead in this Kentwell Cup Grand Final, and now Duke can push them out to 3.
Struck it well. Just pushed it there.
Missed it to the left-hand side, so you're witnessing a cracking grand final here on New South Wales Rugby TV.
Beautiful offload there. We just see from Elder. Elder gets it to Carter in the end, and that's not an easy pass to play when you're running away. Your back's half-turn. He gets it back into Carter, and Carter was able to do the rest to get over. What a confidence boost for Waverley. They've been defending for most of that half. They were able to visit the Waverley half, the Blue Mountains half for only the 3rd time, played with a penalty advantage, and found the hole and went through to score 8 points to 7 right on half-time.
We hope you're enjoying all the action here from Concord Oval, live and exclusive to New South Wales Rugby TV. We'll take a short break, we'll take a breather, and we'll be back with all the second half action shortly.
Couple of green and blue. Profit.
The New South Wales Positive Rugby Foundation is New South Wales Rugby and the Waratahs' official charity and social impact program. Our vision is to champion wellbeing through rugby, and we want to make a massive difference to our rugby communities, and we do that through our Rugby for Good programs. Rugby for Good flips the model, focusing on the community and their needs, delivering programs that cut through to the heart of societal issues and connect people to our great game as we step forward to take a role in changing people's lives. We're doing this from Manly to Mudgee and from Warunga to Walgett, working with our rugby clubs to address the epidemic of poor mental health and youth suicide, working with at-risk and disengaged youth in Western Sydney to teach them employment, education and life skills through rugby, building regional rugby hubs in remote New South Wales to increase opportunities for kids who have nothing, growing our rugby infrastructure and providing employment opportunities for locals that would otherwise be lost to the city, and working with people who are homeless to reconnect them to the community and give them some hope. Our commitment to our rugby communities through Rugby for Good has enabled us to invest over $2 million into grassroots rugby. So get behind your rugby community and support Rugby for Good.
Couple of green and blue. Profit. Snag and sizzle.
It's a try apiece and only 1 point the difference here after 40 minutes in the Kentwell Cup Grand Final. Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison in commentary, and we've seen one try to the Blue Mountains courtesy of Angus McGrath in the 34th minute, and a try right on half-time to Pete Carter for Waverley. It's 8 points to 7, and Morrow, I'm sure Kyle Newbury from Waverley, the coach, be very happy with his charges after the first 40.
He would have been most impressed with him, I would have thought, from their defensive effort. But then in the last minute, when they were able to capitalise on a rare visit to the Blue Mountains 22 and then come away with a try, which they were able to, unfortunately not convert for them, but just do such a terrific job to lead the half-time. I think he would have given them a great boost at half-time, but also gone back to them and said, now we've got the advantage. Now we're playing with the slight breeze behind us. Let's play a field position and put all the pressure the Blue Mountains put on us in the first half back on them for the second.
And for Luke Rams from the Blue Mountains side, it's just their speed of ruck. They haven't been able to generate really, really quick ball to try and then penetrate in that sort of three-quarter area.
I think we've spoken about it a few times. They've gone through multiple 10-plus phase players, but it's not fast ball, which allows the Waverley defensive line to reform. And because it's not fast, they're able to exert the pressure on Blue Mountains and survive most of those 10-plus phases. But it's just going to be such an interesting arm wrestle, the defence that Waverley have been able to offer. And you mentioned how fit they are up against the attack, which have been run well and truly by Chris Nay.
Let's see how Waverley can use this breeze at their backs in the second 40. It's been well managed so far through Turner and Duke.
Waverley will want to play for the bottom right corner if they can. Get it as far down into that corner out near the basketball courts. See if they can hold Blue Mountains down there.
Dan Andrews blows time on, and Chris Nay gets us back underway. Goes deep down in the 22. Turner away to Richardson.
Yeah, good effort, good effort.
Set up now for the box from Turner. Turner goes high to the air. Tognavalu and Nay are there. Ball's gone backwards. Lack of communication. And Wessels. Valavau. Played the ball, got back to his feet. Now Wessels, that's quicker ball for McGrath. Ball's been stripped and knocked down off McGrath. And again, the Waverley defence is up to it.
Yeah, they are, and that's far more direct play also from Blue Mountains. That ball coming a little bit quicker from that those two breakdowns. And that was testing the Waverley defence. Luckily, they were able to strip it down from the Blue Mountains player and resulted in a turnover. But I'm just wondering whether the box kick is the right option rather than a long punt downfield. And you really do need to play for that corner, that right-hand corner for Waverley, down near the basketball courts. But do not, if you're Waverley, you do not want to be playing in this part of the field. Real problems for the Blue Mountain scrums at the moment. Just see what's going on.
Not now. We'll drop behind it. We'll talk on the next one.
Talk on the next one. Binds, there's some problem with the binds as well. Dan Andrews just not happy with the way the Blue Mountains scrum is forming up.
So Clancy Henderson is on in 23 for the Blue Mountains. 5-man set for Waverley. Up flies Elder. Into the middle with Duke. Short ball to Wilson. Caught up high. He'll do well to get to the ground. It is a maul. Volaval's done well to hold it up. And Blue Mountains do really, really well. Robin Wilson caught up too high in his carry.
Mountain supporters in, hoping for a repeat of last year. It's an interesting stat on that too. Blue Mountains come in as the #1 side. The minor premiers have won the Kentwell Cup in 15 of the last 22 matches, and unfortunately for Waverley, they're the 3rd seed, and that's only happened once before. Hamish, the 3rd seed, has won the grand final back in 2005, and you'd recognise that man of the match in that match when Knox took it out.
Hard to forget that one. And a great scrum from Waverley. They earn themselves a well-deserved penalty. Graham Condek has left the field, the #3, and he's been replaced by Clancy Henderson. So
Points scored.
they're going to go straight to the points and see if Steve Duke can add the extras.
Yeah. It's a decent kick. He'll have a little bit of wind behind him. It's 43 metres out. 42 now. He stepped up, taking an extra metre. He struck his kicks well.
I can't hear Ella.
But when you're 1 point up, take it out to 4. Is that enough? Look, it's a grand final. Any points are enough, aren't they? How accurate is his boot?
Duke from right in front, 42 out. Breeze assisting. He's going to curl a little bit left. Definitely got the legs. And he's got the distance. Yep. It's over.
That's a good result for Waverley. They'll be pleased with that. Just 4 minutes into this half and 3 more points up. So capitalising on the points they scored just minutes before half time. So the last 2 scores enabled them to grab back the lead, and it's 8 points that the team has been able to post. So 11 points to 7 over Blue Mountains.
May again goes deep down to Turner. Oh! An unforced error from Elliot Turner. We saw it in the first half. There was a small knock on, a metre out from the Waverley line, and Blue Mountains were able to turn that pressure into points. And what can they do now, Morrow?
Well, I mean, I don't know how many times we've said it during the commentary of over the time we've been doing it, Hamish, but securing your kickoffs after you've just scored is an absolute lost art for many sides, and it plays such a critical role now from just converting a penalty goal into 3 points. Waverley find themselves once again defending inside their own 22.
Toganavalu back on the left. Nay right in behind the scrum. McGregor, Kwok and McGrath a little bit wider, but very flat in their attacking setup. Wessels has it now. Volaval goes for a scoot. Wessels again plays out to Viger. He needs some support. Smart is there, and now Wessels shapes back to the left. McGregor, Nay, there's numbers. Nay steps off the left, wants to run back into traffic. Caught up high, and it's a penalty for the high tackle.
Yeah, Blues had the numbers out on on the left-hand side. But
So in the first half, they opted for the scrums, Morrow, and now they look to wanting to play tap ball.
Yep, makes a lot of
Here
sense.
they go through Viger, big body Viger. 3 metres short. Wessels, Suga. Up high, taken well by Elder. And now short ball to Valavau. He couldn't hold on to it, and neither can Carter, but the first knock on will be from Valavau.
And again, the sense of confidence is growing from Blue Mountains, from Waverley defending against this Blue Mountains attack. That's, again, 3 good phases, 5 metres out. They've been able to affect strong defence and force the turnover, and it's must be giving them a lot of confidence and a little bit frustration for Blue Mountains who just can't convert what they need to do into points.
The work of McGeechy, Spence and Elder, that back row trio, just getting through a mountain of work. And they're not afraid to get off the line and get in their face.
They are not, but they're not out of trouble just yet either. They're 5 metres out. Midfield, it's a tough position to get away from.
Turner, ball comes off the post and goes over. Oh, another error deep in their own end.
Yeah, that is just what I was referring to. The post was in the way and it's just clipped the pad. If the pass has clipped the pad, it's a difficult spot. So
it's a position where you need to take one carry before you can exit.
Right. Yep.
And I thought that they were going to go to Pete Carter, who was short set up on the right at 12, but he wanted to play back to Campbell for the exit. The ball's come off the upright.
Well, the scrum was also under pressure too, which you could hear the referee say, get it out, get it out. So there's a pressure of the scrum not being stable. There's pressure of time. It's just misjudged by a fraction. It's clipped the post. Now, Blues will get the feed. 5 metres out, centre field. Danger everywhere, this setup.
McGrath on the left. Valavau goes to the right again. Wants a carry. He's 1 metre out. Holds on to it. Now they go to Viger on the right-hand side. They'll be hard to hold out. Viger just short by Elders. Now Wessel sweeps away to the left with Nay. Nay off the left foot. He's over! Chris Nay. And they've capitalised after a couple of errors from Waverley. And you can't do it to this side.
No, you can't, and that's such a setback for Waverley. For often an unfortunate error, passing the ball into the pad, which forced it to be the defenders to ground the ball, but then it was up to Blue Mountains, took full advantage of this. Wessels clears it to the left. Who does he try and find? Well, the ball goes on to Nay. He jinks off his left foot, steps inside the defence, forces his way over, and that's Blue Mountains not only back in the game, but back in the lead. 12 points to 11. Some good sustained pressure there, Hamish.
They're 2 tries. Blue Mountains, 2 tries have come from 3 errors from Waverley deep in their own end. McGregor makes no mistake.
That's the extras.
14 points to 11.
And we'll just see the breakdown again. It was just a good play from Blue Mountains, capitalising on a scrum on 5 metres out. They're able to shift it off one foe's play. Chris Nay, left foot jink, back inside the defence. Scores the try, and McGregor adds the conversion, and 14 points to 11.
Ella Goldsmith just down here on the near touchline, just getting some running repairs to her microphone. We must take this opportunity to applaud the officials throughout the final series. They've done a fantastic job, particularly Dan Andrews, and Ella Goldsmith last week was fantastic in the preliminary final.
Very good, yeah. Good calm instructions to the players, very clear instructions. Players appreciate it and they know it, as we're getting from Dan Andrews. So, yeah, these 2 referees have, all 3 have been doing a fantastic job.
3-point ball game here at Concord Oval. Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison in commentary as Jordan McGregor skips off the right, bangs it in a touch, and from a very, very acute angle.
Done extremely well.
Makes about 20 metres.
Well, first visit here for Waverley inside the 40. So they can going from this line out. There'll be a 5-man.
Up they go to Richardson at the back. It's won by Hall. And now Kwok had limited opportunities, but gets into the backfield. Kwok still going. Now to Butler Fleming, but it's been stripped. Oh, they got away with that, Waverley. There was an opportunity there for Butler Fleming if he could just hold on.
Just needed to hold a little bit. Great win in the line out. Good turnover by the Blue Mountain pack. Shifted wide, and as you said, Kwok, he hasn't seen a lot of him. But he made the great break, and look at this. This is a terrific photo, isn't it? The drone high in the sky, just overlooking a wonderful Concord Oval. And good crowd in today as well. See the earlier games and see the build-up to the Kentwell Cup. The Kentwell Cup is not disappointed. We had a cracker of a game between Hunters Hill and Blue Mountains last year. We're getting another cracker of tightly held, tightly contested match between Blueies and Waverley.
Turner with the feed. Look to come short side through Duke. Duke's got options. Takes the carry into McGregor. Now Turner works back to Elder. Now back short side again. Donald off the left wing. Takes a hard carry. Slow ball coming here for Waverley. Now Richardson. Now Duke. Short ball. Oh. Faulkner's gone without it. Sorry, McCormack's gone without it, rather.
Good defensive pressure there from Blue Mountains. You could see them coming up as an outside-in defence, and they've been very strong in doing that. They've just been able to get to a position to shut down the ball receiver as they receive the ball. And because it's coming from the outside, they don't necessarily see the defender coming, and that's what forced the knock-on from this point here. And now a couple of other changes. In fact, it's a return for Condek. He's coming back from Blue Mountains. And then we're seeing Damon Lee coming on also. So 2 changes. They are allowed to do that, yes. It is 8 substitutions in subbies rugby, not replacements. So in other words, I can start, come back off and come back on again.
Nice try.
Nice try. So, referee yellow all over that. So, no, of course you can.
Balls at the back for Valavau. Wessels. McGregor puts boot to ball, taken, charged down by Carter. Will he get the bounce? Will it stay in? He does really well and kicks it infield. Chris Ney giving chase. Oh, he mops it up beautifully, Ney.
Oh, I hope we get a chance to see that again, because that was just a clever play. You think it's a standard regulation pass out the back, will kick for territory, but it was the 12 from Blue Mountains, Carter, who got his foot in the right way and able to block it, and that meant great run forward. Just that beautiful, what was it, a soccer kick just inside?
Pete Carter's had some great touches.
Hasn't he?
So now Ney from his in-goal area. Pumps it down to Turner. Looks up. Short ball to McDonald off his left wing. Comes to Condek. Oh, and it's a tip tackle. Got away with it. Referee Andrews happy with it. Duke.
I'd have a look
Flat
at that
ball
again.
to Wilson. Wilson running at a 45-degree angle. Straightens up. Now Turner. They play again. McGeechy to Richardson. In midfield. Valavau asked to release. McGeechy plays to Campbell. Wide ball to McMurray. It's on here. One-on-one with Ney. Oh, Ney up to the task. Well met. Now, Turner wants to have a little scoot. Beautiful tackle from Smart. He picked him off. It's a penalty to the Blue Mountains, Morrow.
Yes, there is. I don't know if we got a chance to see that tackle again. Potentially we do. I thought it might have breached the legs above the horizontal and perhaps should have come back for a penalty at least to Waverley. Player spent a little bit of time on the ground and just trying to work out exactly who it was as well. But Play on, said the referee. They've let it flow, and while it was on the attack, Waverley held onto the ball a fraction too long. They've been penalised, so we'll have some more substitutions. 5 for Waverley coming on. It's on the...
So Guy van der Dries is coming on in jersey number 5. He replaces Robin Wilson.
So now we've got a blood bin for Waverley. This is number 11 for Waverley, Shane McDonald. He'll be coming off as a temporary replacement.
Now, off the top, into McGregor. Turns Valavau underneath. Back to McGregor again. Inside to McGrath, not held. Gets back to his feet. Now Wessels works to Nay. Skips off the left. And again, beats the third. Short ball to Toganavalu. Gets his hands free, but can only find McGeechy. Now Waverley look to reload. Turner away to Duke. Duke looks up, nothing on, back to the left, and will just get on the reliable right boot. Straight down to Chris Nay, who shifts away to the right to Jordan McGregor. McGregor pumps it back downfield, only to find Finlay Campbell. Campbell now wants to run. Beats Leaf, first tackle, beats Hall. Kwok comes on over the top. Now Turner wants to play quickly. Duke. Nice hard run to the line. Short ball to Turner. Back to McCormack. Now they need some quick ball. There's Faulkner. This is better play here from Waverley. There's the 22 in Timmins. Did well to stay in. No, he couldn't. The 22, Matt Timmins, just newly on the park.
Gee, I tell you what, that is good place there from Waverley. They're just finding quick ball, and that's the difference between the breakdowns for these two teams. Waverley are getting good, quick, fast ball, and they're able to get in behind the Blue Mountains defence. But equally, Blue Mountains defence has now been tested, and they've stood up.
Will Thornton is on for Waverley in jersey number 4. Ball spits out and will go over the edge. So both second rowers have been subbed Morrow for Waverley.
They have, yes.
So the reinforcements are coming in, and also Matt Timmins is coming on in jersey 22 for Waverley. I think he's replaced Ross Hannaford at 13.
And we've got a blood bin replacement as well. 21. I'll get you his number in just a few seconds.
Over the back. Tap down to Spence. Turner. They want it in tight here. Carter with a hard carry. Runs into Condek. Oh, very good work over the ball. Graham Condek in 3.
Done an excellent job, hasn't he, in that part? Just excellent work. Straight over the ball, finding it, and just thwarting that Waverley attack. And they'll rue that as a missed opportunity.
It's a great kick from McGregor.
Yep. Kick. Coming up to the halfway mark of the second half, 14 points to 11.
Tap down, Turner wins. Wider pass to Duke. Duke takes him on. Ball's there. Damon Lee asked not to use it, and he's penalised for doing so. So Waverley, 20 minutes to go, Morrow. They're close enough if good enough.
Well, they are, and they're getting a little bit more possession, as we're seeing. More subs. Blue Mountains, I think they're changing their number 8s up again.
It looks like Appy Valavau's coming off and Tabua Tamata is coming back on.
Yep.
So change at number 8.
Man line out. 39 metres in.
Faulkner with the throw. Up they fly with Van der Dries.
Slow ball coming back.
There's Van der Dries again, runs into Condek. Good ball coming. Duke, Carter.
Numbers.
Wide ball out to McMurray. Gets on the outside of Toganavalu. McMurray into some space into the backfield. He's 12 metres short. Waverley, short ball to Carter. Needs some support at the breakdown.
Well, you could hear the instructions, very clear instructions from Dan Andrews. Leave it 3 times, and Waverley just couldn't resist getting their hands on that. But what a promising attack going wide, and they've spotted potentially, well, they've identified the defensive line that Blue Mountains are playing as up and in, so it creates a bit of space on the wings. Waverley took advantage of that. Good run down there, but the cover came across to shut it down. And from that breakdown, Waverley have conceded the penalty. So again, they're letting the pressure off Blue Mountains. Equally, Blue Mountains are getting there in defensive numbers and effective defensive to shut this game or the attack down from Waverley.
Suga with the throw. Throws up the back, and there's Faulkner, flies high for Waverley, taken down. Beautiful short ball to Van der Dries. He's been good in the 5 minutes that he's been on. Quick ball from Turner. Carter out the back to Duke, needs to straighten. There's the 21, the new replacement on the left wing for McDonald. Now they work back to the middle with McGeechy. Duke out the back. What can Waverley muster? Nice tackle from Butler Fleming. Slow ball coming for Waves. Turner works away to the right-hand side. Come back for Francis with a hard carry. Now McGeechy again. 3-point ball game. Space out here on the left. Duke, second man play, Carter. Short ball to Campbell. Campbell, can he get his arms free? High tackle from Nay. Playing penalty advantage. They're queuing up on the right-hand short side. Short to Elder. Still playing penalty advantage. Ball's hidden there for Turner, and referee Andrews will come back to the high tackle advantage. Listening to what Dan Andrews has to say.
Make sure you guys are making it this week. Okay, wing your own. Yeah, and then first one is you as well. Just chat, please. I think it was you.
Number 18.
Oh, number 18. Sorry, number 18.
His brother.
Just confusing Peter with Chris.
Not for the first time, I would imagine. Interesting to watch the defence from Blue Mountains here. They're not committing at the breakdown. Means they've got numbers there. They're quite happy to let the breakdown play out. And Waverley find themselves short of numbers, so they just have to hit up one off the breakdown. But it's a very quick and strong defensive line Blue Mountains are presenting them. So it's just closing down the Waverley attack.
6-man set. Spence at halfback. Throw up Thornton. Spence will drive the bus at the back. They peel away to the right-hand side, but it's been sacked by Hall. Short ball to Spence. Straight into contact. Same again for Van der Dries. Turner out the back to McGeechy. Space out on the right if they want to use it. Turner goes there now. Carter, no. Campbell steps off the right, back in, does well. Campbell, he's over. Referee Andrews awards the try, and Finlay Campbell puts them back in front.
Well, excellent play there by Waverley on attack. I thought they might have blown it when they cut one, but in the end, it was Campbell who did get his hands on it and got over the line. So we'll see the quick ball here. This is good play here. Half hole shut very quickly. They recycle the ball back. It comes back through. The hands bit slow, just slow. Comes out from the other home 21. We will get his number for you. And then it was Campbell who had to do a little bit of work. He's dodged through 2 tackles, got the leg drive going and over the line. And that is a terrific effort from Campbell. He was still 3-4 metres out and had all the leg work to do. He did it by powering over. And that was just stretching a little bit too far. The Blue Mountains defence, it snapped and they weren't able to quite cover him up. 3 tacklers on him, but Campbell, good leg drive getting over, and that puts Waverley back in front, 16-14.
16-14, kick to come. Duke has taken this a long way back. He's about 28 metres out. 10 in from touch to get it to 4. Struck it nicely.
Rolled it back.
Is it curling back? It is.
Brilliant kick. I mean, that is just a sensational kick. He's judged everything about that perfectly, but as we have a look at the try again, I think we'll see on that. But it was great work by Campbell, as I say, just so close to the line, so dependent on the leg drive to get over, and he did, and then it's just topped up by a wonderful kick by Duke and adding the 2 extra points, 18-14.
We still don't have a number for this left winger on the Waverley team, the 21.
But he's playing very well.
A couple of nice touches. Nay, it's low and flat into the breeze. Ollie Spence, the skipper, does well. 30 out from his own line. Turner sets up for the box. He's kicked well today. Toganavalu secures for the Blueies. And now Smart drifts across field. Runs into one of his own men, Wessels. Nay. Bit pedestrian here, the Blue Mountains. McGregor takes a carry. And now it's on to the left-hand side. McGrath tries to skip on the outside. Beats one. Can't get his arms free, Angus McGrath. And a penalty to the Blue Mountains.
Yeah, not releasing.
And Wessels wants to play on quickly. Off the deck to Nay. Now they play on quickly through Wilson, Hyra and Suga. Quite flat in their attacking setup. Nothing on out there. McGrath was looking for support. Nay arrives on the scene late. Wessels wanted to go.
Well, I think if he looks around the field, he might want to reconsider his decision to go. They got their wingers down. Looks like and they play on.
So see Manu's on in 22. There he is with his first big carry. Ball's there for Wessels. Now McGregor. Chris Nay, shape to go wide. Plays more direct. Caught up high by Duke. It'll be hard to come out of there. Nay's got to work hard. He gets to the ground. Ball's there. It was a maul. And referee Andrews says Waverley have done enough to earn the scrum.
I'm just surprised Blue Mountains didn't slow that down. As I say, Togalavada was down for, a good last 2 minutes or so. That period, Blue Mountains got 2 penalties, and they played on quickly, so they were only playing with 14 men, effectively. Togalavada was still on the field, but now we've got an injured Waverley player, so time is out. So I'm just a little bit surprised that there was more haste in Blue Mountains when they had time to settle it, wait till their player got back into the blind, and then attack. But Waverley once again repulsing Blue Mountains.
So Waverley number 21 has left the field. Shane McDonald has come back. Looked like he had cut to the head that's been repaired. He's come back with strapping tape on. So number 11, Shane McDonald, back on the park.
Just show me the mark so I can play the ball.
I understand. I'm doing my best.
Thank you.
Yeah. We good to go?
Always a good discussion between a 9 and a referee, isn't there, Hamish?
Absolutely.
What do you discuss out there?
No comment. So we're into the final 10, Morrow. 4 points the difference in favour of Waverley.
Conditions darkening a little bit here. Some clouds coming over. No threat of rain at this stage, so we should see the match out. Rain-free, but a little bit darker.
Great scrum from Blue Mountains, but Waverley got it in and out quickly. Turner arrived on the scene to secure. Now Vander Dries. Outside the 22. Turner prepares for the box. No, uses Duke in the pocket and goes straight down the middle of the park. Peter Nay's underneath. Plays to his brother Chris. Chris will go high to the sky. Toganavalu giving chase. Campbell was there, did very, very well. Finlay Campbell, and now Turner will reef it down the park, and Chris Nay juggles. It's back up and goes to the far touch, and will find the safety of the touchline. But a nice gain there for Waverley.
Yeah, great game for Waverley, and good kick, and you saw Chris Nay forcing back, and you see the little bit of wind picking up, and he just had to juggle it, and then he had to adjust which way he was going to kick it. He put it out on the side. Just a concern for Waverley, though, from that scrum. McGeechy that came out of that very shaky. He's back into the lineup, but he's not as well as he was a few minutes ago. There he is jumping.
McGeechy can't hold on, neither can Francis, and a couple of knock-ons.
Three coming off for Waverley. 17 going on. It is, as soon as it's posted.
Freddie Stockwell is coming on in 17.
Just get the feeling this match needs just one more spark. I don't think this will be the final score. 14-18 to Waverley. I think there's still one more point, one more score in it, and that, to me, will be the score that wins it. Very tight game, wasn't it? 8-7 at half-time.
Blue Mountains haven't been able to set their outside backs free at any opportunity. We haven't seen much out of Kwok. Peter Nay has looked likely when he's got the chance, but he hasn't had much of an opportunity. Neither has Toganavalu, who is their leading try scorer going into today.
Absolutely. We've seen some moments of it, but not a consistent performance. And a little bit of slow ball, I think, coming from the breakdowns hasn't given them that opportunity, and that's the credit to the Waverley defence as well.
Now Wessels out the back to Nay. Wide sweeping ball to his brother Peter Nay. Off his shins, and now penalty. Was it for the late tackle? Wessels wants to play quickly. He does. Manu beats one. Can he get his arms free? Can't get an offload. Carter came at him. They need quick ball. Condek arrives. Nay assumes scrum half as Wessels has got a little bit of cramp in the left leg. Short ball to McGrath. They need to be good here, Blue Mountains. There's Peter Nay going in a halfback. Condek with a carry. Wessels gets back on the scene. Siamanu, short ball, didn't find its mark, but Nay picks up with a great run. Ball there for the Blue Mountains. Suga. They're a bit disorganised, the Blue Mountains. Now they play to Bua Tamata. Wessels again, same way through Siumanu. They just keep loading up the big boppers. Now short again through Nick Hall. Wessels turns it back underneath Gregan ball style to Kondek. To Buatamata. It's all one out and very narrow. Suga again. Luke Smart. Dummies to Siumanu. Wessels. Short ball to Angus McGrath on the unders line. Support arrives through Peter Ney, but the ball spits out, and it looks like Waverley have come up with this. And it spits out again, and there's a knock on at the base from Waverley. So another error deep in their own half on turnover ball this time.
It would have been so frustrating for the defence. That's 14 phases they've resisted from Blue Mountains, who are just sweeping round the corner, taking it direct. And this is so just relying probably a bit too much simply on size off the first pass. And that has not got continuity into building their attack. They've gone through the phases. Effectively, they've only got 12 metres or so through 14 phases. And then Waverley got their hands on the ball, nearly had that opportunity to turn it over, and they knocked it on at that point. Once again, their defence standing up to the task. Just get the feeling that in this position on the field, the Blue Mountains pose a real and thorough threat.
So a change at hooker for Waverley. Shane Faulkner has left the field. Oliver Rossi is on in jersey number 16. It's a 3-3 split here for the Blue Mountains. Peter Ney out on the right with McGregor and Kwok. Chris Ney on the left at first receiver. Will Toganavalu be the go-to man on the left? To Buatamata. No, Siumanu takes it off the back. Tries to run over the top of Spence. They're 10 metres out. Short ball to Damon Lee in 24. This is for the Kentwell Cup right here and now. Smart submits in the tackle. Wessels plays out to the left to McGregor. Ney steps off the left. 5 metres out. Support arrives through McGregor. Now back to the right with Luke Smart. Patience here. Wilson Hyra caught by McGeechy. Now another hard carry from McGrath. A metre short. Ball's there for Siumanu. He wants to take a pick and drive, and he's over! Siumanu in 22. It was the weight of possession and field position, and they just couldn't hold him out any longer. Siumanu scores for the Blue Mountains.
He does, and again, a gradual build-up of pressure. We're on the 7th or 8th phase here. It was a simple pick and go, that close to the line, that big a bopper, you're not going to hold him out. And credit to the Waverley defence, but it was just one step too far for them, and Blue Mountains go over. I did mention it'd take one more score, and that would be the Kentwell Cup. And I think within seconds of full time, that is pretty well going to close it out. It's a terrific effort by Waverley to try and hold that defence, but Blue Mountains just continually building the phases, going through the gears, getting Chris Ney's left foot step in action. He set that play up. There was about 4 or 5 phases before all of that. He took a terrific run, only made about 7 or 8 metres, but it meant the Waverley defence had to scramble back and try and get into the line. Then it was a matter of pick and go from that point on. And Siumanu was able to get over, and now at 19-18, this would add extra 2 points, which would make it nearly impossible for Waverley to beat. But I would imagine we've got a definite restart before full time.
Gregor to add the extras, and he does. He takes it out to 3. It's 21-18. And some more substitutions coming on. I think McGregor is holding up 2 or 3 fingers. I think it's 3 fingers. There's 3 minutes left, courtesy of Dan Andrews. Volavau is back on the park tomorrow, so I think the Blue Mountains may have exhausted all of their 8. Timmins captures Damon Lee off the kick-off, and now they want to work in tight through Suga.
Only one person down, guys. Only one down. Use!
Asked to use. There's Wilson's hirer.
Hands off.
Wessels. Can they hold ball and maintain possession for 3 minutes? It's a long time to do so if you want to go nowhere. Now Damon Lee. It's a big ask. Wessels controlling play. Back to McGregor, back in the pocket. Wider to Nay. And Nay, harassed by Carter. Does well, there's pressure on here. Olivau is there. Wessels into the ruck. Asked to use again. They play on. It's one off the edge through Condek. Olivau. Slow work here by the Blue Mountains. Can they hold on and bide their time to victory? Condek. 30 seconds left in the Kentwell Cup. Maintaining possession well. Little tip on from Volivau to Smart. Asked to release. Ball's there for Wessels. Peter Nay goes in a halfback. Wessels back to McGregor. McGregor bangs it in a touch. And referee Dan Andrews calls time on the Kentwell Cup Grand Final. And the Blueies go back-to-back in the Kentwell Cup of 2024.
Well, they did, and they did it through some fantastic play in the end. They got over their line. They were able to use the ball. And well-deserved win by 21 points to 18. 3 tries to Blue Mountains, 2 to Waverley. But while you've got to say the match was close, the Waverley defence was absolutely outstanding for as long as it did. Multiple phases they repelled. Multiple times they held out the Blue Mountains, who had territory possession, but they were just able to do that. But in the end, they couldn't quite resist the Blue Mountains attack, and they were able to scramble, play well. They played as a team. That Chris Nay, again, just so intricate to their attack and to organising what they do, able to step in and around the defence occasionally, just creating that little bit of room, leaving it back to his forwards to pick and go, and in the end, that was the difference to allow them to score that final try to give them the victory. 3 tries to 2. Well done, Blue Mountains.
We look through the score sheet for the Blue Mountains. It was McGrath on the 34th minute, Chris Nay stepping off the left in the 49th, and Henry Siumanu with the decisive blow in the 79th minute, with McGregor a perfect day with the boot, 3 from 3. And for Waverley, it was Carter right on the stroke of half-time, with Campbell in the 67th minute. Duke had 1 from 2 conversions and 2 from 2 penalty goals for their 18 points. 21 points to 18. In a terrific grand final, Morrow, if we look through the first half, Waverley did so well to defend their line on numerous occasions and repel the big boppers from Blue Mountains. And it was just those couple of moments where they made errors at crucial times and they were punished for those errors by the Blue Mountains.
Yeah, exactly right. The number of times I've mentioned that they repulsed 10-plus phases from Blue Mountains. They were able to do it with some excellent defence, and that is all about your attitude. And Waverley coming into this game, terrific attitude and approaching their defensive effort. It was just wonderful the way they were able to do it, but equally, Blue Mountains stuck at their task. They just recycled the ball, did the hit-ups, did the directness when they had to, and quite rightly have won this grand final. Back-to-backs, and I've got to say, since I've just had a quick look at the only times it's been done, only 2 teams have been able to go back-to-back wins in Kentwell Cup since 1994, and that was Drummoyne, who won in 2006, 7 and 8. And again for Petersham in 2017-18. Well, now we'll add Blue Mountains to that for 2023 and 24. Well done, Blueies. Excellent result. And your own bit of history right there. Hadn't been in a grand final till last year. Now they've won back-to-back.
And we need to pay credit to Waverley. They finished 3rd on the ladder. They did really well to beat Hunters Hill last week in the preliminary final. And they put in a fine performance today I thought the 9 and 10, Elliot Turner at 9 and Steve Duke were excellent, as too was Peter Carter at 12. But the back row trio of Dom McGeechy in 6, Ollie Spence, the skipper, in 7, and Ben Elder in 8, they got through a mountain of work and repelled a lot of the attacking raids. They got up in their face. They weren't worried about the size differential that they had against their opposition, but the 6, 7 and 8, particularly for Waverley, were outstanding.
Yeah, I agree with you, Hamish. Their work at the breakdown was outstanding. They carried, they defended, they did everything expected of them. And then McGeechy is also one of the great line-out jumpers as well. So just everything about it came together for that side. But the back three for Waverley were outstanding.
And if you look across for the Blue Mountain side, Luke Smart again, the typical on-balling performance was fantastic. The number 7, Nick Hall, the number 5, strong at line-out time and around the park. And as you said in the call, Chris Ney, the little general, he was at 10 last year, but he's shifted back 1 to 15. But he has his mitts on everything.
Absolutely.
He's first and second receiver. He's a dominant kicker. He was absolutely superb in this performance.
His fingerprints are all over that game, and it's just the way he organises, and he's rational at the back. He's got time, and that's the great thing about great players, isn't it? They've got time to assess what's going on, how it's going to go, where it should go, how it should be affected, and he does all that. When the opportunity comes to get the ball in his hands, he knows where to go, and he does so well. His step is deadly for the defenders. It requires generally 2 defenders to get there. Look at these scenes too, Hamish, as we just see the crowds coming onto the field, supporters of both clubs. Concord Oval, fantastic venue for this, and it is always long remembered as the home of Subbies Grand Finals. I know we've had a few years up at TG Milner, but it just feels this is a terrific ground, and you can see why. It's just in perfect condition, and a great way to celebrate a grand final.
Kentwell Cups are hard to win at the best of times, but to go back-to-back really does pay testament to what Luke Rams has been able to create up in the Blue Mountains, the coach of this first-grade side in 23 and 24.
Well, sides do find it difficult to go back-to-back. I remember taking uni to the 1998 grand final, and then we backed up again in 1999 against Newport, and Newport pipped us on the bell. It just goes to show how difficult it actually is to win back-to-backs, and Blue Mountains have been able to do it. And since 1994, as I mentioned, only Drummoyne and Petersham have been able to do that, but we're now adding Blueies to that list. And in fact, even getting to the grand final is a great act in itself, because it is a tough, long season for these sides. They've got there, and that's credit to Waverley as well, and the coaching staff and the whole club, given the fact that we've got the club championship up for grabs there too, and where we saw Blue Mountains, well, finishing third, I think it was, in the club championship, but at Waverley winning it. So it's an all-round club effort to get to this very point.
As we wait for the presentation led by Tim Richards and Luke McCormack, if we look back on the grand finals, and it all started last night, Friday night, for the 5th grade Sutherland Cup grand final. It was won by Colleagues 20 points to 5 over Waverley, and then we came here this morning for the 9 o'clock Judd Cup 4th grade match, and Waverley were too strong, 28 points to 10 over Colleagues. The 3rd grade grand final, Waverley again were too strong over Blue Mountains, 24 points to 10. The Colts was an absolute thriller. 32 points to 21 in favour of Hunters Hill over the minor premiers, the undefeated minor premiers, Mossman, and that was a spectacular game of football. And then in 2nd grade, the Burke Cup at 1:20 this afternoon has seen Colleagues run out victorious over Hunters Hill, 18 points to 13. And then the last game of the day has seen the Kentwell Cup back-to-back winners, the Blue Mountains, 21 points to 18, courtesy of a try right on the buzzer to Henry Siumanu, to see Blue Mountains go back-to-back in 2024. So it's a big night in Lapston. It's a big night everywhere. Well, I mean, Waverley have got a lot to celebrate.
They do indeed. And the beers will taste perhaps a little bit better for the, at least for the first one. They'll be fine after that. And meanwhile, up at the cooler Blue Mountains, it'll be fantastic for Blue Mountains to celebrate once again. They know what to do this year, so they'll have that all down pat. And also, so for the Colts, an excellent result for the Hunters Hill young colts who defeated Mossman, the undefeated side of the competition. And it'll be a terrific night at the Hunters Hill Hotel and in and around that place. And it was just fantastic to get that going. An exceptional match in colts as well. And then we'll almost start planning for 2025. I think there'll be a beer or two before that. And then, well, come next week, what are we doing for next year? So there's very little downtime between for clubs, even at subbies levels, to get what they're doing ahead, start planning who's going where, who's backing up. Be interesting, Hamish. We've seen, I think it is 15 of the 23 who played in the grand final for Blue Mountains last year back this year. You would have to think with back-to-back grand finals that there won't be nearly as many coming back for the following year. Perhaps 2 premierships.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
And we'll go down to Luke McCormack for the presentation.
Could I ask the 2 teams to come over to the presentation, please?
Yeah, the presentation. You can understand Waverley not in a hurry to get over there. They're just commiserating with each other, and Blue Mountain slowly making their way over through their supporters and fans and everybody who's come down from the mountains to watch this this terrific grand final win. And they'll come to the presentation, which will be another great moment for them.
But, also be a great moment for the president of the New South Wales Suburban Rugby, Chris Maloney, who was not here 12 months ago. He was in Albania for a wedding, and I'm so pleased that he gets to see his side win a Kentwell Cup today.
Yes, I think he's down on the ground, so I can't quite see him at the moment, but he'll be celebrating. Yes, he's down there just talking to many of the players who thought, terrific to have you here. We better win it for you this time. So the president will come over, and he'll be mightn't be leading the celebrations tonight, but he'll be well and truly into it. If you could have a beer in celebration in Albania for them winning their first, I'm sure he'll be looking forward to having a Lapston beer for their second. So it is terrific to see so many players enjoying the second win. Get commiseration, some of them.
There they are there. There's
Yep.
Chris Maloney on the left with Luke McCormack, the chairman of the New South Wales Suburban Rugby Union, as we will throw down now to Luke McCormack to start the official presentation.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Concord Oval for the conclusion of the season of New South Wales Suburban Rugby Union. My name's Luke McCormack. I'm the chairman of Subbies, and you've just witnessed an absolute classic grand final, worthy of the Kentwell Cup. Now, we have a number of presentations to make, and if we could start, Waverley had a wonderful year. They are the Division 1 club champions, and we're going to present the Bruce Graham Shield for being the Division 1 club champions. Craig Askham. Craig, if you're there, could you come over? So, Craig, congratulations. You've had a great year. I know it's tough. Would you like to say a few words for your fans who are here today, mate?
Thanks, Luke. First of all, congratulations to the Mountains. Great game. Trust. We thought we had you, so well done. To our guys, great effort. So close. They'll come back and try again next year, I guess. Cheers.
Thank you, Craig, and congratulations on a great season. Worthy winners of the Bruce Graham Shield for the Division 1 club champions. Now to individual player awards. We've got 2 awards to make. The first award is the Kentwell Medal. The Kentwell Medal is for the Player of the Year across Division 1 based on a 3-2-1 point system awarded by referees at the end of every game. The Player of the Year, the winner of the Kentwell Medal for 2024, is Chris Ney. Well done, mate. Good on you, buddy. And before you go anywhere, Chris, the player of the grand final is Chris Ney. Good on you, mate. Well done. Congratulations, Chris, on a great season. And now the big one. I'd like to introduce James Bayliss. James is the great-great-grandson of Herbert Kentwell, after which the Kentwell Cup is named. James is going to present the awards, but before we do that, we'd like to congratulate today's match officials. I'd like to call up our two assistant referees, Ella Goldsmith and Tom McLean. And the referee today, congratulations to Dan Andrews. Now, today's game was an absolute arm wrestle. Sadly, there can only be one winner, but I would like to congratulate Waverley on a wonderful year. Absolutely gave it to Blue Mountains in the final. I'd like to ask their captain, Oliver Spence, to come up and say a few words on behalf of his team.
Well done, Chris and the Blue Mountains boys. I think as two clubs, we love you boys. You know, I think it's always a highlight when we come together during the year. And yeah, it's awesome, and we're really pleased for you. Thanks, Dan, Ella, and Tom. We've had you guys a bit the last couple of weeks, so cheers. To Waverley, man, I'm so sorry. Eh? We did everything we could. It's been a hell of a year. We're an awesome club. It's a special place to be. We look after each other, and we're a pretty special family. So, not what we wanted, but we'll still celebrate, and we'll say goodbye to a few boys, and we'll come again next year. Thank you.
Hello. Enjoy the beers, mate. Okay, another big one. We're going to be presenting, I'm asking James to present the Kentwell Cup for 2024. I'd like to ask Chris Ney to come up and say a few words on behalf of his club, and then we'll present the cup. Oh, you already got one.
Thanks, guys. Firstly, to Waverley, you're probably the envy of every single club in the competition, the way that you guys get around each other. Even though it's screaming and it's loud from the sideline and it's never bad, you're just supporting your team. We echo the same sentiment. We love coming to you guys. We've always felt respected, and everything that you do in club champions, I know that you'll be a strong club for years to come. And congrats on a great season. Really great to verse you guys, so thank you. Same for the referees. It always improves towards the end of the year, and that's no different in the last few weeks. So to those guys, thank you very much. Touch it the whole way through, so really appreciate that. And then I suppose, just before I speak to our boys, this is more for our club. We came together 2 years ago with a lot of boys that had left the area and played rugby elsewhere, and we wanted to come back and put a presence out here. And last year was probably, we did that for ourselves, but this year we spoke a lot about doing it for the club. There's so many people, from your Michelle Pinsons, the physios, like all our coaches, JD, George. There's some of the best people, not only in club rugby, but in the world that I know, and I'm really grateful that we've got them by our side. And our team and our club for this year, we did that more for the club more broadly, and you saw that across the grades. It was great pride for us to see 3s here, 4s and 5s, also on Grand Final Day, which hasn't happened in Div 1 for a long time. So thank you very much. And then lastly, to our boys, thank you. We ask a lot of everyone throughout the season, Back-to-back premiers. Enjoy it tonight. Well done. Thank you. And thank you to subbies. Forgot that. It's an awesome competition. Thank you.
Wonderful words there from our Kentwell Cup winning captain, Golden Boot winner and Kentwell medalist, Chris Ney.
Hasn't been done for a while, Hamish. I think 2005 was the last time that double happened, and that recipient may have been you. But look, terrific words. And we just see great celebrations for Blue Mountains. I thought the most poignant line there was last year they did it for themselves. This year they did it for their community, and the Blue Mountains community does come together in and around the club, and they speak about it being part of that wider community up at Lapston and in and around the whole Blue Mountains, and that's what they're celebrating today, and rightly so. Good scenes, aren't they? Just celebrating the cup, but celebrating the victory that they've done to the Blue Mountains. They've come through the grades, they've come through the divisions.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 2024...
So it wasn't too long ago that Blue Mountains were playing well down in the divisions, but they've worked their way through it. They've become part of their community. They've brought together players and brought players back to their community. A lot of them played down at Southern Districts and with other clubs, finished at that level, decided they'd play another season or two together at Blue Mountains, done it, attracted others, built the club, built the team, and this is the result of a great community club.
We've certainly seen the rise of rugby in the West. You know, we see at SAU level, Parramatta, the two Blues, are starting to become a real force out there, and then in the last 2 years we've seen what Blue Mountains have been able to do. And Morrow, that's a wrap for Suburban Rugby for 2024, but it's certainly not a wrap for New South Wales Rugby TV.
No.
Sorry?
Well, I just thought, in contrast, we're looking at one winners. I'm just wondering whether we can pan around to have a look at the Waverley side too, who have done so well this year, and they just come together. This is the last game of the season, the last game. Many of them will play together. They've got some players from around the club, and you can some from around the world, and there they are, just consolidating their season, listening to the words that has brought this side together, listening. It's a true team, isn't it, that we see there, and there's players, supporters, helpers, lower graders, everyone together. They've mentioned in their earlier speeches they've got players from Europe, they've got players from New Zealand, they're from around the Pacific. They'll be there together. They won't be together there as a team ever again, not that team anyway, but you can just see they're celebrating their season together in the midst of the defeat they're just realising.
So that's a wrap for Suburban Rugby. We should also thank the people that run these competitions. So Tim Richards, the Executive Director, and also to Luke McCormack, the Chairman of New South Wales Suburban Rugby. There's plenty more around the corner on New South Wales Rugby TV in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We go out to Boronia Park on September 21 for the return of this New South Wales Suburban Rugby Union representative program. We'll see the representative Colts side take on the New South Wales countryside. That'll come to you from Boronia Park September 21 at 11:30 a.m. So check the platform and New South Wales Rugby's social media for details. Also, we've got the Steve Merritt Cup on September 25, the Next Gen Cup on September 28, and that'll be followed by the New South Wales Junior State Sevens Championships. The under 11s and the 13s are on September 28 through 30, and then a couple of weeks later on October 11 to 13, the under 15s and under 17s are in action. So check the platform for broadcast times there. Morrow, a final word from you before we exit stage left.
Yes, well, we will. And a bit of a rise thinking there's not much of a break in rugby, is there? But there will be, and a terrific time, terrific season, great competition, great match always to finish our season. The Kentwell Cup decided by 3 points in a great day of grand final, but not just at Kentwell Cup level, at all the other cups that have been celebrated today, but also in the cups that have been fought and won for over the last couple of weeks in the lower division. Just goes once again to show that subbies rugby, there's a game for everyone. There's a team for everyone. There's one in your local area if you look for it, and this is what it can result in. And it's just a terrific part of the rugby community, and a really important part for players who want to continue playing rugby at a high level but probably haven't got the time to play at premiership or shoot shield level. And so there's another level to do it, and they've done it today, and we're celebrating that. It's been a great season. Great to see our juniors coming through. Great to see the younger players coming through. And we look forward to saying it already, 2025. I'll get used to it.
So that's pretty much all it is from Concord Oval. What a day, a brilliant day of suburban rugby. On behalf of John Morrison, James Walker, our executive producer, and all of our production crew, we've had a significant number here at Concord Oval this afternoon. I'm Hamish Baylor, signing off for Suburban Rugby 2024, where the Blue Mountains have gone back-to-back in the Kentwell Cup, victorious 21 points to 18.
Double green and blue. Pictures. The old snag and sizzle.
My name's Dean Mumm, former New South Wales Waratah and Wallaby. Now as a father of Alfie, who's almost 5, I'm a rookie under-6s coach for the North Pirates, which is his side. Also frequent user of the New South Wales Positive Rugby coaching app. I might know about rugby, I might watch a lot of rugby, I might understand it a lot, but then how to actually change that from how you view it to how do you apply it to kids? How do you apply it to 6-year-old kids? That's not my, it's not my skill set, it's not my go. So I've been using it pretty actively. I sort of use it when if I don't have time to plan during the day, which is most times, or I forget to plan, I can come and just use it in the car 5-10 minutes before the session, trigger up, get a little idea of what I want to do, gives you some sort of time scale of how long each drill is going to take, so you can get a plan for the session wrapped up in sort of 10-15 minutes before the kids arrive, or while they're, even if you want to push it even more, you could probably, while the kids are kicking the ball at the start, you'd still be flicked through working out what it is. The ease factor, or the convenience of it is right up there, because you also, you've got a little bit of support, and you don't have to come and wing it in front of the kids. Like, even if you've got 5-10 minutes, you can sit in the car and flick through, and you don't necessarily have to do what's on the app, but it does give you ideas, or say there's something on the element you've seen the kids not playing so well on the weekend, or there's something that you need to work on, and then you can flick through it, find something that's relevant, and then apply it to your training. So I think the convenience of it is really important.
Double green and blue. Pictures.